Ribbon, the protective dog food, and Gro-Pup T-Bone Form, the protective dog biscuit for dogs of all sizes, breeds, and ages, brings you the Garry Moore Show. And here's Garry.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ken. I think I was right. We got a little guest in our Gro-Pup cottage this morning, and we were going to talk to you later about Gro-Pup, but I decided during station break we better do it now, or else he'd be howling all through the song. I'll be there in a minute. Meanwhile, he and I have both got news for you. For all you dog owners, any one of you who ever wondered why it is that Gro-Pup Ribbon can promise to help protect... Oh, for heaven's sakes.
I can't talk while you're doing that. Come on out. You hope you folks are not afraid of big dogs. This is a... Stand back. This is a Great Dane coming out here. Come on. Come. Hello, buddy. You want some Gro-Pup? Here you are. Here's your Gro-Pup. That's the boy. Oops, don't want to drop the biscuit, and that comes free in the package. That's a beagle. It's a cross between a boxer and an eagle. I don't know. But if you wonder why we say that we can promise to help protect your dog's health, there's something about Gro-Pup Ribbon that I was surprised to learn. I never realized the rigid tests that Gro-Pup undergoes to earn this veterinary seal of approval on its packages. Now, you'll see this seal of approval from the American Veterinary, Medical, and Animal Hospital Associations on every single package of Gro-Pup Ribbon. And the interesting part about this to me is that this seal is awarded only after 13 weeks of very complicated, expensive, and rigid requirements are met. Test dogs are kept under close observation for 13 weeks of exclusive Gro-Pup feeding. And the dogs are closely watched, their reactions are carefully noted, and then the standards of the association are in that way maintained. But now listen to this. This test must be passed not once, but every year in order to keep the seal. That means that 1/4 of every year, dogs are being tested by the association with Gro-Pup. And Gro-Pup has passed these tests continuously since 1937. The only dry dog food to win this approval from the folks who take care of dogs. And that's why we keep calling your attention to this seal. You ask your veterinarian about it. It means that you know you can count on Gro-Pup Ribbon, and so can your dog. Now, we've met this young gentleman down here, and we know that dogs can't read, but they seem to know that Gro-Pup's good for them. They sure eat it up. So you get Gro-Pup Ribbon for your dog today. Would you care to give us an unsolicited testimonial? I like to get the dogs around when it comes... No, just turn around here, sweetie. I like you to see the dogs wag their tail while they're eating the Gro-Pup, but, where is he? No, come around here. That's it, Dad. Well, I'd wag mine, but it wouldn't be proper. He hasn't got any to wag. Feed your dog on Gro-Pup, will you? It's the nicest thing you can do for it. Now we're going to have that song by Ken Carson, and you'll understand why I didn't want the dog yelling during the song, because it's such a pretty thing. Here's Ken Carson to sing Champagne with My Compliments.
She's all by herself at a table for two, the table that we used to share. Send her champagne with my compliments. I want her to know I still care. She's dining alone here at our rendezvous, pretending she's happy that way. Send her champagne with my compliments. She'll know what I'm trying to say. I never thought I'd be here again, here where we said goodbye. But something inside drew me near again, I guess that she feels the same way as I. She's all by herself at a table for two. I know how alone that can be. Send her champagne with my compliments, and maybe she'll send for me. I never knew I'd be here again, here where we said goodbye, but something inside drew me near again, so I guess that she feels the same way as I. She's all by herself at a table for two. I know how alone that can be. Send her champagne with my compliments, and maybe she'll send for me.
Ken Carson and champagne with my compliments. Have a seat, mademoiselle. This being the Gro-Pup portion of our show, we are particularly attentive to our four-footed friends of field and stream. And so I have a poem I would like to read to you today. This is a poem that I wrote, some years ago, and I won't pretend that it's any great big deal, but I'm going to stand up while I read it so you'll know I'm doing something. This is dedicated, as I say, to our friends of the great wild world. So will the cast please rise and recite the slogan of the Garry Moore Nature Club, please?
Never step on a worm. They are gooey.
Thank you. This is a rather touching little poem that I wrote some time ago called Ode to a Bee. Howard. All hail the little bee. All hail to him, all hail to she. All hail, I say, unto the bee. All hail, hurrah, and golly gee. All hail to short bees and to tall bees. I say, in fact, all hail to all bees. Be he awake or be he sleepy, be he a he-bee or a she-bee. To he I sing my praises humble, be he honey-bee or bumble. I got 3 pages to go yet. Oh, little bug with the deadly stinger, you, I'll say, are a real humdinger. There is no insect any brainier in New York or Pennsylvania. There is no bug who is more frugal in Memphis or in Chattanooga. No bug, I say, in old St. Louis, one half so clever, dear, as you is. There is no bug who's any fuzzier or whose buzz is any buzzier. There is no bug, I'll say, more happier, whose wings are flipped or flopped more flappier. I have searched in vain, both west and east. I have asked each man and asked each beast. No one considers you a nuisance, even in Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, do you wonder, little bee, why I do so envy thee? Surely my legs are stronger than thine. Your body all over is weaker than mine. But on my person, one thing was not put, and that is your built-in rear-action hot foot. Oh, bee, I feel so inferior when I think of what you've got on your posterior. When I think of the natural acetylene torch that you carry with you on your back porch, all loaded and ready for instant use, hidden there neath your caboose. Oh, would that I were so nicely equipped, I'd sting all the people by whom I've been gypped. I wouldn't just say a few words and then frown on them. I'd pick out a soft spot and then I'd sit down on them. I would pick all my foes in satin or gingham. I'd buzz in their faces and then I'd sting them. And after I left them sad and swollen, they'd know for whom the bells had tollen. Ah, but little bee, I'm wasting time, for you are you and I'm. So little bee, if you adore me, won't you go and sting 'em for me? For instance, sting until it hurts the guy who puts pins in men's new shirts. And sting the laundress until she hollers, who puts the starch in my soft shirt collars. Be careful, though, in your infinite wisdom, that you don't sting the Columbia Broadcasting System. In brief, O bee, make thyself busy, sting everyone until you're dizzy. Bite the young ones and the codgers, and don't forget the Brooklyn Dodgers. In fact, sting everyone you're able, excepting me and Betty Grable. So much for the arty side of life. We would now like to sing a song called There's No Pup Like a Gro-Pup. Don't you love the tail wagging and the bouncing around that your dog does when you offer him a treat? Well, let's say that you slip your dog one of these. This is the greatest thing to come along since the invention of the dog himself. Just slip your dog one of these husky, crunchy, just magnificent biscuits and watch him get happy. It's almost as though he were grinning at you. They're wonderful for dogs to chew on between meals. Now, you'll find this seal of approval. Where is the seal of approval? Here, the seal of approval. The seal of approval, the American Veterinary Seal of Approval, on each package of Gro-Pup T-Bone, just as you will find it on each package of Gro-Pup Ribbon. Now, remember, you can count on this seal. It's awarded only after rigid 13-week tests given every year. Now, you ask your veterinarian. He'll know the value of this seal. And we'd like you to know the value of Gro-Pup to your dog. It's made to balance your dog's diet and to give your dog everything that he needs in vitamins, minerals, and protein to maintain his health. So for regular feeding, you use the Gro-Pup Ribbon, huh? And that, by the way, can be fed either dry or moistened with water or milk as your dog prefers. And when you're treating your dog with one of these chewy T-bone biscuits, you know that you are adding to your dog's health, too. Gro-Pup. Dogs eat it up, so you get Gro-Pup today. Gro-Pup.
Say, Gary.
Yes, Ken?
You know, you reading the poem there?
Yeah, I remember that. That was just a few minutes ago.
I remember it very distinctly.
Good. You've been listening.
Yeah, and, you know, Durward, while on vacation, has written a very, very, very introspective poem, and he sent it down to me to read sometime, and I thought maybe this might be a nice time to read it, huh?
Not one of Durward's poems.
Yes, this is one of Durward's.
What's it called?
This is called, Dur calls this, Thoughts Thunkin' While Scaling a Trout on a Fifth Avenue Bus by Durward Kirby.
Well, by George, that does something to you, doesn't it? I don't think I'll know for a minute what it is that it does, but it does something to you. You would care to read it, would you?
I would love very much to read it.
Would it do any good if I said I didn't want to hear it?
No.
I thought so. All right, go ahead and read it.
Thank you very much.
What's it called?
It's called Thoughts Thunkin' While Scaling a Trout on a Fifth Avenue Bus by Durward Kirby.
A little soft music.
The moon, alas, too soon, the moon. Too soon, alas, its baleful orb. Ist, wast.
And so, friends, until
Past,
tomorrow at this same
cast.
time, this would be
Oh,
Garry Moore saying
say me
bye-bye
not
for the whole
nay,
gang.
sweet
Be
Hyacinth,
very kind to each other, would
but
you?
ring
Bye
like
out there.
1890
I'll
on
see
the
you.
hill.
Goodbye.
Where still the axle and the rivet bend, advance to Bath and beyond, beneath, behind. Zoom, and yet enough. Zoom, heather and yon upon the hilltop. Wax and barefoot.